Hi, my name is Randall. I'm from the south side of Chicago, and I've been living in Germany for about 20 years. While here, I went back to school. I became a positive psychologist, and I research happiness, actually, or as we call it, subjective well-being. We're living in some very interesting times right now, and for the next 5 minutes or so, I'd like to give you some tips on how to be more conscious with your happiness in these times. Number one, let's talk about positive emotions. Science tells us we need 5 positive emotions to 1 negative emotion to flourish. So where do we get our positive emotions? We get them in doing things we like to do. If you're at home, grab a book, make something to eat, do a recipe that you've been wanting to do. If you're with a partner or kids, play a game. If you're living next to a forest, go out and walk in the woods or in the park. We need to develop these positive emotions right now. Remember, we need 5 to 1 negative to flourish. Another thing you might want to do, another tip I can give you, is try to find flow moments at home. What are the things that actually you're good at, and do them, because I think a lot of you know about flow. When we're doing what we love to do, the time flies by. So if you're at home and a little bored, do something you love to do, and believe me, the time will go by a lot quicker. Another tip I like to give is positive relationships. Now, what is a positive relationship? Well, I like to teach and like to give away some tips about positive relationships like this. There are 2 things that we need for positive relationships. One is, if you need something from someone else, you ask them for what you need. You don't criticize what you're not having, but you ask them for what you need. If you criticize, that's a negative emotion. And remember, we need 5 positives to make up for that 1 negative emotion. So you don't want to criticize. You want to ask for what you need. And that includes your partner, it includes your children, it includes neighbors, it includes other family members. And believe me, our intent here is to develop more positive emotions during this trying time. Another positive relationship tip I can give is to, if your partner or somebody comes home with good news, if there is good news, actually, how do we respond to good news, right? Very often, the immediate reaction is to respond with something maybe negative or something the person didn't do. So for example, your child comes and says, "Look, Mommy, look at what I did. Look, Daddy, this is what I've done." And then you go, "But you didn't clean your room." Well, that's not really the best response to positive news. So the good response is very good. Give them praise, give them recognition, give them acknowledgement, right? The next tip I'd like to give you to develop these positive emotions is looking at meaning. We're in a time right now where we can take a look at our lives. Nature has given us a time to sit back and take a look at what our life means to us. Are we in the right job? Are we living in the right city? I have meaning in my life? At the end, do I love myself enough to give meaning to the rest of the world? Now, I believe meaning is all about giving. So whatever you find, the meaning part, I'm sure that it's going to have to do with giving, right? Because this is how we feel good. Giving makes us more happy, positive emotions, than receiving. And finally, I'd like to leave you with achievements. At the end of the day, when you're sitting with your family, I'd like you to go through your day and talk about what you achieved that day, right? Like a gratitude. Like, think about and talk about how good those things felt, achieving them. And now, right before you go to bed, think about the things you've achieved, because this is a way to improve your positive emotions. That's all I'd like to leave you with today. Be well, and peace be with you.